Thank you for tuning into the Sisters Talk podcast. I'm your host, Dannie M.
Hi, I'm Aisya Carroll. I'm your co-host. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, and today we have very special guests. We have two special guests. One is Miss Sarmona. Okay, so you guys have seen me posting about her. Tell them the name of your organization.
So the name of the organization is Black Women Fighting for Black Men.
Yes. Powerful, powerful. And also, could you please introduce your guest to the show as well?
So my guest today is Latasha Davis, and she is a mental health expert that works with the organization Black Women Fighting for Black Men.
Yes, I love it. This is such a powerful theme, especially right now, post-COVID, post everything that we've gone through, and we're finally seeing a collective consciousness that's waking up the country, the nation, the world in general. And so it's just an elated moment for me to see powerful Black queens that are not afraid to step up and tell the world exactly how they feel, and you guys are walking in your purpose.
Baby, and walking in each other. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
So for most people, you can hear an accent. Let them know where you guys are from.
So we both are from Louisiana, as you can tell by our accent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yes. Moving on.
Southern Louisiana.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So we talked behind the scenes. We said to ourselves, as females, we want to talk about a topic that hits home for everybody, especially women. And Aisya, girls talking to you all day about this. Friendships. What do friendships mean nowadays?
I think a lot of people forget that friendships is not just someone I've known since I was in 6th grade or someone that I've been working with for 10 years.
Right.
Friendship is more than that. It's about loyalty.
Right.
And I'm just going to pause on that because a lot of people don't understand what loyalty is. Mm-hmm. It goes to if your friend tells you a secret about themselves, it should not be spread to anyone else. It should stay with you. So that's what loyalty is.
Yes, that's a code. Definitely a code. Yeah. Agreed.
I want to hear more from you guys. Latasha, what do you feel like friendship means to you?
Well, I would say this. I know for myself, I've had to check myself in 2020, moving into 2021, on how good of a friend I am. Because I am a full-time therapist, I don't always want to hear the story. Not the bad one, not about your kids, because I don't have young kids. I don't want to hear about the finances. I noticed that I was getting irritated by my friends' issues. And a part of being a friend is being willing to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? So personally, I know my goal is to just be a better friend. You know what I mean? So that's where I am with it. What about you?
So friendship to me is, I think when you get older, you shouldn't have a lot of friends. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it real. So I think when you're older, you realize like me, for example, I probably got 2 solid friends, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got buku friends, something wrong with you.
Right.
Once you get up in them 30s, if you got buku friends, you faking they fake probably. So,
and buku means a lot.
Thank you for that disclaimer, because you have people that are watching from all across the nation, probably in other countries as well. So it's important to say that. And again, they are from New Orleans. And I do apologize. We have people that are commenting. So Miss Charlotte says, yes, loyalty. Yes. Seems like, Charlotte, you've gone through the same thing we've all gone through when it comes to friendships.
Yes.
But another thing is, let me tell you, I think what friendship is, like I don't talk to my best friends every day.
Right.
Like, we could go like months and months without talking to each other, and we just pick up where we left off. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like some friends are needy. Like, if you don't call them, they got an attitude like, oh, I ain't heard from you, so you acting funny. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, my A1 day ones, they already know what it is. We got busy lives. One of my friends is married. Like, one of my best friends is married. So she with her husband. I respect that. You got a man. No, I ain't got no man like that. So, you know, I respect you and your marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I know we can't chop it up every day. You know what I'm saying? So
I
respect.
love that.
That's basically what I'm saying. Respect, you know?
Yes, you respect healthy boundaries.
Mhm.
Right, there you go, boundaries.
Yes, that's important. Lee, what's his name? Lee Royale? I hope I'm saying your name right, sir. He said,
Yeah.
Leroy, okay. Oh, that's his Facebook name.
So that's our cousin. Don't mess my cousin name up now.
Okay. Loyalty is being dependable in all ways. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we're used to our friends being there. And we don't know how to accept when they can't be there. But that doesn't mean that we aren't still friends. It doesn't mean that we don't have that loyalty or the trust in it. But it just means that sometimes you have to be able to set and respect healthy boundaries. I love that.
Boundaries are so important. The main thing with boundaries is that you set them and you gotta be ready to reinforce them.
Yes.
You have to have some type of consequence. And as much as I am more of a sensitive, I'm always worried about the feelings, right? So sometimes you have to look at it and say, look, this just can't be. I'm here as much as I can. This is what it is. Okay? And reinforce that boundary. I told you before. So now we have to do something different, you know? So I mean, if nothing else though, loyalty will show up. If you love a person, loyalty comes with that. You may have to work on it. Loyalty will come with that. Yeah.
I agree. Charlotte says, how do you feel about friends that are friends with your enemies?
Baby,
I'm saying dislike someone because I don't, but it's hard to trust them. I agree.
No.
Aisya, what do you think?
I don't associate with people who are friends with my enemies.
Right.
Here we go. That's right. Because, you know, 9 times out of 10, the person that is friends with your enemy is going back telling your business to your enemy. Right. They can't be friends to both of you guys. It's impossible. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure we can attest to that. We've all had friends and all been in those situations, right?
What kind of
straddling the fence? You stay on that side, I'm gonna stay on mine.
Right.
Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm at a different place with this. I'm at a bit of a different place. I feel like, and you know, we talked about this, I think a few times, okay? I feel like I know myself so well, and I trust myself so much that it doesn't matter what you have going on over there, okay? It won't affect me. Because if I trusted you in that moment to tell you my business, then I gotta be okay with what you do with my business. Not like it, love it, agree with it, just accept it. I put it out there as an adult woman. She has her right, or he has his right to say what they say. But I'm so cool with me that I can handle it. You know, I'm good. Whatever you put out there.
But I'm not gonna let nobody betray me either.
I'm not saying kumbaya with the girl. I'm just saying, you know, I'm gonna say those spirituals with her. I'm just saying. Good either way, because you know, we tend to have, those of us who have been hurt, we tend to have these rigid boundaries on ourselves and who we love and who we talk to. You could be missing out on a wonderful opportunity with a wonderful person if you let that go down, knowing you're still okay. You're still okay. You know, you're all right. And that's just me. I'm gonna get off my
Amen. I got a whole nother story. No. So if my best friend is friends with somebody I'm not friends with, baby, no ma'am, you better pick a side. You better pick a side, sis. What side you gonna be on?
Right. That's absolutely right.
That ain't to be trusted. I don't trust that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not friends with this person, it's a reason why I'm not friends with this person. So my friend should be able to see, like, oh, okay, like, and my best friend, she should know. Like, my friend should know why I'm not friends with this person. And if you still choose to be friends with her, baby, have a good day. Right.
That's fact. And that's not even being ugly. I think that at the end of the day, especially as adults, we know better. It's like once a person crosses a boundary with us that we don't like, then as a friend, you should have a certain level of compassion about you, where you can say, okay, let me think about why they're not connecting anymore, why they're not interacting. Do I actually want to associate myself with somebody like that who had this type of interaction with my friend.
Right.
And if you still feel the need, then you really didn't have any loyalty in that friendship to begin with.
Right, but it's different though, because I feel like you know, like if my best friend upset with somebody, we all beefing.
Right.
You mad, amen. No, that's how I am, because I'm loyal like that though. So if my best friend beefing with somebody, I ain't talking to look, I'm trying to keep my words together.
So check out what one of our kings just said. One of our kings is tuned in. Thank you so much, Leroy, for this. He says, I call 99.9% of people associates these days. Anyway, that's fact. Like, as you becoming older and more mature, you realize everybody is not your friend. Friend, he holds a heavy title, right? Do you guys agree or disagree?
I agree in my little boosty and little more voice. You hear me?
Yes.
In my little sweet voice. That's true.
And the thing about it, when you have a real flourishing friendship, which is it's like a relationship. Friendships are ships. They're relationships. It takes a lot of energy. So you don't want to be wasting your time with these so-called friends when they're really your frenemies or just your plain associates.
But just like I was just saying though, like when you get up in age, you don't have a lot of friends anyway, unless you fake as hell. That's the only way you're gonna have 25 friends. I can go on a trip with 25 people.
Right.
Girl, that's unheard of. Now 2 or 3, you're working with something. But 25, that's a lot.
I was I'm referring to like a real friendship. And I know I'm not out here to see by myself with this, but I'm holding on right now. And I'm holding on to the love. And I'm dog paddling here. What I'm saying is, it shouldn't be all or nothing, because I'm gonna just pick up an advocate. What if it was your husband and he's friends with a guy that you don't like, that guy betrayed you, y'all all used to be friends, and now you're not gonna leave your husbands, but we're so quick to leave.
He should know better.
I'm not gonna leave my husband. My husband gonna leave that friend.
He should know better.
My husband, listen at me. My husband gonna leave that friend. If you gonna lay up in that bed with me tonight, you gonna leave that friend. Y'all got to go.
And guess what? Our wives can definitely snap fingers to that. You haven't told zero lies.
And I feel the same way.
Everybody collectively. Look, so I know people are watching this show like, what are they talking about? We're talking about friendship. We're gonna get into it. Calm down. Leroy says most people don't let people prove their loyalty before becoming close to them. Friendship should be earned. And that echoes what I just said. Friendships are relationships.
I agree.
You can't just jump in the bed with your friends.
Yeah.
Some of y'all may be doing that. I'm not judging. But anyway, you need to get to know them. You need to date your friends. You need to make sure you need to text your friends and make sure they're really gonna be in there with you for the long haul. What do y'all think?
I agree. I would say this: as strong as I am about holding on to friendships, because I value my friendships. I don't have a lot either. You know, I never grew up having a lot of friends. I'm not used to that, right? But I value my friendships. Now, here's the other side of the coin. I have had to break up with a friend before. It was not easy after 4 years, and then another one after 25 years. We had to break up. You weren't treating me right.
Yeah.
You didn't respect me. And I think over time, people get very used to how you are and how they are in that relationship. And that's when we go back to the boundaries.
Yes.
What is your loyalty? I'm not like being crazy about it. I just value my friendship.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah.
And I think people need to understand that it is absolutely healthy to have breakups in friendships.
Yeah.
A lot of people automatically feel we've been friends for 25 years, so we're just going to be friends until we die. That's not always the case.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do have to break off those friendships, especially if it's not bringing any joy to you. Every time you're around this person, you have a negative vibe. It's tension, it's awkward. You know, you're getting information from other people about yourself that you know you didn't tell them.
For real.
It happened to me. So
look, you know, you only told that one person, and then everybody else knows.
You know, she said it or he said it. You know that. And I'm gonna tell you this, and we said this before too. I have to be honest. My friendships with females are a little different than my friendships with guys. Now, I'm not gonna say anything else about that. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
I will say that friendships with males to me are easier because I can just freely be myself. I don't have to conform or worry about stepping on someone's toes. But my friendships with females can sometimes be a little bit harder to manage, per se.
Well said. Well,
yes.
With me, I think like sometimes like the history with somebody is just that. It's just history. So me, I don't really hold on to a man or woman. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like, you know, our relationship to ran its course, I'm gonna move on. So I don't have a problem with moving on or whatever. So like my friends that, you know, my all I got is 2 best friends. So my 2 best friends that I have, I don't put them through stuff they don't even know that I done put them to the test. So they done been tested. I didn't know, y'all. I'm sorry.
Didn't even know it.
Right, but they done been tested because I'm testing your loyalty. You don't know I'm doing it, but I'm running it on you because I need to know.
I get that?
Yeah.
No, that was
different.
I'm just loving the accent right now. I love New Orleans. Okay.
So we still in that thing. We still.
So Mama can say anything. I'm gonna be like, yeah. Keep talking. Well, look, y'all, we're gonna get ready to transition this conversation onto some more heavier topics, like protecting our kings. But before we get to that, I was gonna say our queens, girl. Y'all know what my mind is. It's been a long week. Okay. But anyway, I'm going to play a short clip from David Banner. So I'm going to remove you guys from the stream, but don't log off, Latasha and Sarmona. We're still here. We just want to show this video for everybody to see. And then I want to see people comment below. Now, before I play this video, let's read these comments. So they were still commenting. I'm sorry. Leroy says, people have a false idea of what a friend is. People like to use you. It's usually a one-way street. Bingo. I agree. And then Shay says, oh my God, I know about frenemies. Ooh, don't we know? Shay, listen, I'm going to write a book about it. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Stay tuned. So look, we're going to go ahead and play this video, guys. I'm going to remove you. Don't go anywhere. Okay? You guys just.
Well, one rapper activist contends these riots could be the best thing to happen to Black America, and he'd rather see, quote, the ugly truth than a beautiful lie. David Banner tweeting, why do you wish someone else was in office? Is it so the snake can go back into the grass? No. Let it show its head so we can deal with it. David Banner joins me now. David, welcome to you, sir.
Hi, how are you doing?
It's been a week.
Yeah. Well, it's been about 400 or 500 years for Black folks. So.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what your message this week, that you said you are glad this has happened. The mask has been ripped off.
I didn't say that I was glad that this has happened. My comments were about Trump.
But let's talk about that.
It wasn't about Charlottesville. So let's be clear. The thing is this. Let's be honest. When Mike Brown got killed and I was in the same exact room talking to you all, I would say the same exact thing that I've said then, that I said before, that Malcolm, that Martin said. The funny thing is when it comes to Black people, America acts like it's something new every time. Whether it's a cop killing an innocent Black man or it's alt-right running their cars through a group of innocent people, it's the same thing for us. So I don't understand why America acts so surprised. You know, so for me, one thing that Trump was able to do was to show the world that this post-racial America that liberal white people were trying to talk about, it doesn't exist, and Black people have been saying this.
No, I'm listening to you. And by the way, let me just go on the record and say, of course, I wouldn't infer that you thought the death of Heather Heyer was a good thing. I just think the fact that the mask has been ripped off, to your point, that we're having this conversation out loud, you know, and I don't know if you were listening to my conversation.
All right, guys. So for you guys who just saw that, right, it was a bit intense, but I did that on purpose because it's a great segue. And I didn't even let it play out to the most important segment or piece of that segment. David Banner was spewing nothing but hot truth on that segment. Okay. That's something that a lot of people, especially people of color, they feel that way, but they don't tell you.
So I think it's very essential for us as Black people to correct people when they misrepresent what we're saying. Just like how he corrected the news reporter when she said basically, oh, you said you were happy about this. No, we need to correct them. We need to make sure it's clear that we're saying what we need to say. And going forward, we need to be sure that we're understanding what we're saying and we're clearly standing on what we're saying. I think he is absolutely correct. We've been dealing with oppression for centuries, over and over and over again. But how do we move forward? We need to figure out a way to move forward in regards to this racism, basically. We try not to say racism. We try not to say white supremacy. It exists. It's real. But we need to just go forward and talk about it.
Yeah. So, Miss Sarmona, I know that you're the head of BW4BM, right? You're the founder. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, so let's dig into it. Let's get straight into it. Like, I want to know what inspired you. For obvious reason, I can list some probably off the top of my head, but what really pushed you to create your organization?
So I created the organization because I got so disgusted and sick of seeing unarmed Black men being gunned down in front of their kids, women in their beds. You know what I'm saying? Like, the one that really bothered me the most and really started like lighting a fire inside of me was Trayvon Martin. Like, I remember when the verdict came back for Trayvon Martin, and like, I called my dad, my dad, rest in peace to my dad, but I called him and I was so like, he thought something had happened to me. Cause like, I'm not a person that cries. Like, I don't cry. And when I tell you, I was hysterical on the phone with him, and he was like, what is wrong with you? Like, I couldn't even breathe. Like, I couldn't even talk. And he was like, what is wrong with you or whatever? And I'm telling him, like, I just couldn't believe that this little boy that probably had an amazing future ahead of him, life was taken. You understand what I'm saying? It made me so mad. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to, like, I wanted to do something even back then, but like, I really didn't know how to go about doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it took a while for me to figure it out. It took me a while to walk in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, starting this organization, like, it was inside of me. Like, I've always wanted to do it. And I was just like, you know what? Enough is enough. When George Floyd called for his mama, I think all the mothers in the nation heard his cry. And I was like, you know what? This is time. You know what I'm saying? It just struck me in a way to where I said, you know what, I'm gonna push forward and I'm not gonna let up. I'm gonna have my knee on white folks' neck.
So let's read some comments from the listeners. Okay, so Shay says, white people think we gave them freedom, that should have been enough, or we gave them rights, that should be enough, and it's not. Right. And she also says that Trayvon Martin hurt me too. I was crushed. And I can definitely say, during that time, I remember exactly where I was. I was actually in Florida when they were reading out the verdict. It's like, and that's how you know that's a monumental moment in most people's lives, is when you remember your exact location, because we're sitting here eagerly waiting for justice, and it never happened. Right. It never came to pass.
Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people that are not Black do not understand the trauma that comes behind what we experience seeing Black people killed unnecessarily.
Right, over and over again.
We're all traumatized by these outcomes, and each time it happens, we're re-traumatized again, and that affects the way we think. It affects the way we process information. It affects our emotions. It affects how we communicate and deal with our families. And so people who are not of Black descent or minority descent, they don't understand the intensity of what we're feeling.
So let me tell you something. I think, like, I'm not here to teach white people anything, because white people got eyes just like we have eyes. So if we could see and understand what's going on, I don't believe for a second white people don't know what's going on. They act like they don't know what's going on, so their white privilege won't be revoked. So they know what's going on. So I'm not here to teach white people anything, because I'm done teaching them, trying to argue with them on Facebook and all that. Girl, like, I got better stuff to do with my time. But white people know They act like they don't know, and oh, girl, that makes me mad. Girl, let me take a look.
It's okay. Look, this is a safe place to let your emotions out. But what I can say is that most people of color, no matter if they were Black, Filipino, whatever, if they were minority, they saw, they felt it, they hear it. And I do agree with Sarmona. What if you're non-Black and you're white or whatever you classify yourself as, you're human, you have emotions. So you think about it like this for people who still can't connect the dots. What if it happened to your wife, or your husband?
You will never know
your kid.
until it's in front of their door. They ain't gonna
That's
never.
my point. And that's the reason why sometimes when we talk to people, we have to put them in that situation where they can really feel it from a compassion and a ethical standpoint. Because when it's happening to you or her or him, they don't care. They don't have any real connection to it. But when you make them feel it, when you say, what if this happens to somebody that you actually care about, and you list that person by name or by association, and then subconsciously they can say, wow, you know, if they care, they have to first care, of course. If they don't, then it's a no-win situation either way. But if they actually have an inkling of common sense and compassion in them, they can say like, wow, I never thought about that. I didn't realize I've had so many people inbox me and say, I didn't realize that you and your race of people were going through this. But I'm like, how could you not? How could you not see it? It's like every day.
Girl, I still think they know. So you can inbox me all you want, sis. You know. So you can say that for somebody else. Like I had one of my friends, like one of my white friends. I'm gonna say white friends. I ain't got that many. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real. But a girl that I was friends with since I was 16 years old. Like we was tight. I'm talking about tight. Like I used her car to take my driver's license test when I was 16 years old. So she inboxed me and she was like, "Oh, I apologize for all the stuff like y'all going through." You know what I'm saying? In my inbox. Okay, sis. Yeah. So how about you share some of them injustice on your page?
There you go.
You understand what I'm saying? Hold tight though. She gonna tell me talking about, oh, I don't get involved in political stuff. Girl, guess what?
This is not political.
Exactly. And that's what I told her. I said, if you look at my life as being some kind of political, I'm human, just like you human. But you about to get blocked, sis.
Yeah.
All these years of me knowing you, and that's why I say I don't.
Yeah, because you don't get it. That's a good segue into something that Aisya and I were actually talking about today. And thank you, Sarmona, for tapping in on that. It costs you nothing to share what's going on in real life. This is not a game. This is real life for people. And it's affecting and changes people's lives and families forever. You know, we were talking about this, Aisya, how we have friends from other races, but they never step up or speak up when it's time for them to show that they really care about us, that they really do care about our people, about us as individuals. You actually empathize with what we're dealing with, and they just go completely silent. And that is not right. And I have to definitely put that out on the airways. That is not right. That needs to change. If you really believe that it's wrong, show us, support us. Right, just like we support them and everything that they do.
White people will show you exactly who they are if you pay attention, because most of the time, Black people don't pay attention. Black people always want to invite white people to the barbecues. White people ain't even trying to play with you like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like one of my other friends, she German. You know what I'm saying? And she was in my inbox too. And she was like, "Oh, Mona, I'm so sorry," or whatever. I told her the same thing. Guess what? She came out to the March on Washington with a whole bunch of Black people.
That's right.
She pale as hell. She ain't got no tan or nothing. You hear me? And she was out there with us. She had made a little sign, boo-boo. She had a sign and everything, girl. She was not playing. She shared stuff on her page.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she's showing me, Mona, I love you. I got your back. That's right. A real one.
Yep.
So no matter if you white, no matter if you Black, no matter if you Asian, if you see what I'm going through as a Black person or what my race of people are going through, and you really show me that you cutting for me, you with me, you rocking with me. I don't care what race you is. Let's get it.
That's right. That's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the language that we speak here in Sisters Talk. You are nailing it. Now, definitely, you made me think about some of my good friends that don't really give a damn what everybody else thinks, and they definitely white. Shout out to Allison on the TED Talk, Lennox Village Women. Man, I'm telling you, she grabbed all the minority females and said, "Hey, go tell your story, queens. Go get it." So definitely shout out to Allison for that. You created a way and a pathway for us to get some of our stories heard, and there's so many more. There's so many more. You have no idea. You know, shout out to my friend Maria in San Francisco who texted me when all this stuff was going down and said, hey, I just want to check on you and your family to make sure you're safe. And she's Russian. That's a real friend.
Yeah.
You're not, you know, deflecting the whole situation.
Right.
You're not trying to sugarcoat anything. You know what's happening. You address it and you make sure that your friend is okay. I love you guys for that. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But that's very rare in these types of situations.
And I think it's very important that people who are not of people of color, non-people of color, I'm just saying white people, it's very important that you speak up for Black people who you know are right.
Right.
Because when you don't use your voice and you don't acknowledge that what we're saying, because people don't want to hear what we're saying, it's like a blah, 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 blah. And when you speak up for us, it's validating us in front of people who don't respect us. So that is very important.
Yeah, very, very important. I agree.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't need validation from white people. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it real. Now, for real, I don't need validation from white people because I really feel like Black people always trying to like straddle that fence, trying to please white people and trying to please your people. Girl, that's too much of work. I ain't got time for it. So, like I said, I'm rocking with who rocking with me. Like my white friend Melanie, hey girl, thank you for being a real one. You know what I'm saying? My little white friend Zach, you know, I'll be giving him hell, girl. I'll be talking mad stuff.
Look at us over here doing shout outs. It's real over here, Sister Stop.
Shout out, let me get mine in, boo boo. Let me shout out my two little white friends.
Okay, let's read what Frank Jordan says. He says reparations is a perfect example of how white America cares about Blacks. In a matter of months, they can come up with a $2.5 billion stimulus package that will benefit them. And I really thank you so much, Frank, for tuning in. He's an award-winning writer. For people who don't know, make sure you go get his books. Oh, Say Can You See is one of them that I definitely am. I'm about to purchase it tonight. I need to stop playing. He has so many good books. What's the other book, Aisya, that he had when he first came on the show? Can you remember? Or Frank? Okay, well, to tell Frank, feel free to type it in a link. I'll make sure to share it with everybody. He is amazing. Look, Sarmona and Latasha, he knows his Black history. I mean, unknown facets of Black history.
Come on here, Frank. You have to link up. Come on now, Frank.
Definitely. He is solid when I tell you. But I forgot what I was going to talk about. But in addition to the shout outs, I just want to echo one more time that if you are of a non-Black descent and you are our friends, we are Black, keep that in mind. We're not just your friend, we're Black female friends of yours who actually need your support. And I love what you said. Okay, now it made me remember. Sarmona, when you said you don't need validation, I 100% agree with that, because one thing about Black people that I've noticed is that we're always looking for support. We're always looking for somebody to say yes. We're always looking for a space for us to fit in, and what we need to focus on is creating our own space, unifying. That's number one, is unifying. We can't seem to do that.
That's that my organization, like I kind of focus on building a sisterhood. Like if you have a bunch of Black strong women, business minded as well, all get together, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, and support our Black men, they ain't gonna feel like they could do anything. So whatever they suffering from, PTSD, whatever they suffering from, we need them to know that we got their back. We love you, and if you rocking, baby, we rolling. So don't think that we ain't got your back, baby, because we here. For real.
Did y'all hear that? Listen, we are called Sisters Talk Podcast, but baby, we are promoting our kings today and every Friday, because I know we all know on this show today how much they need our support. There's a lot. It's a lot going on. Go ahead, someone. I'm sorry.
No, that's true though. Like I feel like you know, I think a lot of Black men, you know, they'll inbox me and they really do feel like Black women don't have their back. You know what I'm saying? But it's so many Black women that love them, and that me, I'm different. I'm willing to die for them, and I got my own kids and everything, but I'm just different. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can't be in a situation to where I see a police pull a Black man over and I'm watching. You know, I can watch. We going, if we both gotta die, then so be it. You understand what I'm saying, guys? So,
now remember, y'all, she is from New Orleans, so she's not gonna play. Listen, if you guys tuned in just now, make sure you like, comment, share, Simona, give them the name of your organization so they can follow you on Instagram.
So the name of my organization is Black Women Fighting for Black Men. You can find me on Instagram at Black Women Fighting 4 Black Men. Yeah, so.
I think it's absolutely amazing. We need more people to be unified and understand our culture, and the way that you're unifying everyone, Black men and Black women, is going to help bring that change that we need.
Right. So I got one more thing that I want to say about I just feel like Black women, we always kind of have this thing about each other. I don't know what it is about Black women and kind of getting together collectively, but it just don't never work out. You know what I'm saying? But like in this organization, it's gonna work out because we're gonna talk it out, communicate. Right. There's gonna be no smoke in the air. Stuff gonna be clear. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem, we're gonna work it out in this organization. You know what I'm saying? So we promoting sisterhood so we can be able to unify. You understand what I'm saying? And do a lot of stuff. The Black community is broken. Black relationships is broken. You understand what I'm saying? And so we need to get all that stuff connected. We need to get back in. It takes a village. You know what I'm saying? We need to get back to stuff like that or whatever, so we can be a strong Black unified community. Because you got to think about it. If we unified, that's what white people are scared of. So imagine if we start to unify, like.
And that's the question you have to ask yourself. Why are they so afraid? They unify every day. And no, we just go on about our lives like it's nothing. And I just really hate that, especially this country. We are on such a huge divide. And there's no reason for that, but I know why. It's because of power. Who wants to, it's a tug of war.
Like the media brainwash the shit out of Black people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watched the news in but 19 years. You can't brainwash me, baby. I'm out here.
Okay, so let me ask you this: with your organization, do you teach people how to get their gun license? Can you give me a few tidbits about it?
Absolutely. So we actually have an instructor in the organization that he's licensed to teach the license to carry and all that stuff. So we got a lot of different people from all different walks of life in the organization. As far as I have another lady in the organization. She owns 4 7-Elevens. I have another lady. She have her own organization called like Buying a Block. You know what I'm saying? So we have social workers, mental health workers. We have a bunch of different people. I have a lawyer. Well, he's in law school right now, but he actually mentors kids like when they're going to college, and he know a lot of things about getting kids free money while they're going to before they get to college. So he walks them through every step, you know what I'm saying, getting to college and help them apply and everything, So we got a lot of different things going on, a lot of positive, black on black stuff going on over here,
and
baby.
I would say this too, as the mental health expert for Black women fighting for Black men, the trauma is huge for me, okay, because post-traumatic stress, post-traumatic stress, we all know about that. Right? Black people, we don't delve enough into post-traumatic slave syndrome. Okay? We need to be well-versed in post-traumatic slave syndrome. It's a repetitious state, okay? Dr. Joy, you can find her on there, okay? And she's still talking about it and still talking about healing. A lot of our Black men, our Black teens, do not go for healing, okay? We don't have the same grandmothers we used to have. I'm not saying I'm doing nothing super amazing. What I'm saying is we get to the healing, okay? The healing is very, very important, because when you're watching enough of your friends and loved ones die in front of you at the hands of either an oppressor, that oppressor could be in the form of police, you're going to have some type of trauma on top of the generational trauma that slavery has given us. So when we talk about trauma, we got to put it all in there. We have to do that. And so what Sarmona has done, and we're all on board with, is wonderful. And also the aspect of healing in that, look, all we can do is move. all we can do is move, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Because, kind of echoing you, Latasha and Asia, when you guys are talking about the effects, of slavery, it changes our DNA. It has changed our DNA, to be specific. And, for people who don't believe it, you can go find the research yourself on Google somewhere. It's a real thing, and so stop thinking that we are just talking about this just to be controversial or we want drama. Yes, we do want controversy. We do want drama for change. We want it for a reason, so that the mindsets of these people who think that they're better or that, I don't know really what they think. It's not my job to figure that part out. I don't care. But we just want the respect that we're owed. That's the bottom line. I think when you look at all these great African-American people, I'm just so happy about. Y'all give me a moment. I'm happy about Black History Month because we have so much to be happy for. And I don't think a lot of Black people really realize that because we don't do our due diligence with research. But I know, like my brother Frank Jordan, he knows all about the great things that we've done globally. It's not just in this nation, guys. And what Frank taught Asia and I, even on one of the King's Edition shows, is that before slaves came over to the Americas, I say that because it was a different time then, they brought people that knew things, doctors, astrophysicists, great people, and then this country was kind of like, it was kind of like Peter Pan. What's that area in Peter Pan? Wonderland, or what is it called?
Yeah.
What am I talking about? Look, we so old we can't think of the name, but whoever's watching, type it in the chat. Neverland. So they created America like Neverland so that they could create their new positions. And that makes total sense now. And so all this time we're thinking that a lot of us walking around thinking that we're worth nothing. A lot of us walking around thinking that we don't have any talents, but you just haven't had anybody to show you how to tap into your talents. And that's a fact. But if you take some time with yourself, and if you take out some time to understand who you are, I'm giving away free gems right now, free counsel. Listen,
you're giving them the therapy they need.
Yes. You guys need to take the time. Go ahead, Asia. I know you're trying to get in. Let me tell you.
Another thing Frank did say was a lot of the white people that came from these different countries weren't wanted. They did not want them there. So they had to find a new place to go. And so they were literally outcasts.
They should know.
But it makes sense, right? Because of how they treated the Africans that came over on ships. They helped them build a new land and make it fruitful. And this is the thank you that we got. You know what I mean? So it's terrible. I can't even say anything nice about it.
I mean, in the
nothing nice to say.
We all have resiliency. The thing with Black people is that it was instilled in us from day one because we've always had to survive. Always. But there's a certain element of power that we have that we don't tend to tap into. Okay. I would say to myself, I'm a lazy person, but then I found education and found something that I love, which is, psychology and how to help people and all these things mentally. And I'm tapping into that. And right? But we all have resiliency. It's right. You just have to have something to put it in. Put it in. Find that container, whatever that is, and put it in there. Even if the best thing you're going to do today is be a great father. You just influenced another major player in this game of life. Period. Happening. We got power. I start acting like we already have it instead of asking for it, looking for it. We already have it.
I agree. And you know what? I'm going to change one word about what you said. We're not going to act like nothing. We know it. We have to know it. We just have to. Even if you're not convinced yet, you have to know your potential. Potential is not what is right now. It's the possibility of what can be. But you have to tap into that. And that's the problem. Our people don't even know how to dream anymore. They don't know how to tap into that, especially because of environmental effects and reasons. You know what I mean? Everybody didn't grow up in a loving home. Everybody didn't grow up with a home, It's just, and just being honest. And so you got all these obstacles you got to maneuver through just to be you. What the universe created you to do. You can't even do that because you have people on your neck.
But that's what makes Black people so amazing. Because Black people, if they sit back and really think about all the stuff Black people endure, you understand what I'm saying? Black people strong. We the strongest people on this earth. You hear what I'm saying? And that's fact. So if they take a moment to think about all the stuff we done been through, and we still make $1 out of 15 cents, or however the little thing go, we still push through no matter what. So we can't be tamed, baby.
Listen, I'm telling you, all the McDonald's that I see black people eating, and we still alive, walking with good health and muscle. Something special.
Look, skin still popping. Look.
Yes.
something special about it. But seriously though, guys, you know, this is why we have these type of conversations on Sisters Talk, is because we want to get the truth out. We want to, you know, educate the community about small businesses like yours, Sarmona. Thank you so much. And Miss Latasha. We definitely need both of your services in combination, to be honest and specific. But you know, more importantly, we want the people that are listening and watching our shows to really think about what we're talking about, to really ask yourself these questions about, who are you? What is it that you're trying to achieve in your life? Are you happy? Do you know your talents yet? If the answer is no, that's fine. Keep searching. You know what I mean? It's so many different angles we could hit these segments with. You know, it's so much that I could talk about just being a black woman with you ladies that I know you guys would be able to relate to. And we touched on a few today. We talked about friendships. We talked about, you know, jealousy. We talked about envy. We talked about setting healthy boundaries. We talked about Sarmona's business, you know, and how she's designed this organization, you know, Black women fighting for Black men, which is just I don't care. She just got a I don't care attitude. I don't care who's thinking what they want to think. It is what it is, you know. And this organization is so
pull up. Okay.
Yes.
I'm tired of talking, sis. I'm waiting till they're ready to pull up.
I know that's right. Look, and this organization is gonna take Black women and Black men to the next level, because what it's gonna do is unify us, and that's something that we've not quite been able to do yet since we got over here. So we definitely moving forward need to focus on having a clean mindset in terms of being able to connect with different people you don't know, being able to have respectful conversations, being able to be associates, I'll say, without causing drama. Stop it. We're adults now. Let's act like it. You know what I'm saying? Also, mental health. I think that that's key. You know, Sisters Talk is all about removing the stigma of counseling in our communities, especially the Black communities, because we've always made that like a cliche, like, oh, if you're going to go see the counselor, it must be something wrong with you. And the reality is everybody has something wrong with them, you know, whether you know it or not.
Yes. And if you're going to see a therapist, that means that even if something is wrong with you, it won't be for much longer.
Right.
Exactly.
That part.
And, you know, we have to stop being embarrassed. We have to start just exposing the naked truth about ourselves with ourselves. You know, I'm not telling you to go out and tell other people your business, but you definitely, if you identify there's an issue that you're having, go seek help. Go do the right thing by you. You have to love you more than anybody else loves you in this world. And so for all of our white listeners today, I want you to know, as a disclaimer from Sisters Talk, you know, we said what we said, and this is not an attack on that race in general. This is for the people who needs to hear what we have to say, who don't understand what people that don't look like them is all about. It's really not much difference other than our skin popping and we can eat McDonald's probably longer than you can. But outside of that, there's nothing else that's really different. You know what I'm saying? So again, shout out to my real friends that are of other races that actually care about me, who checked in on me. You don't even understand how much I appreciate that. It goes a long way in the world that we live in today. So for everybody else, you know, if you're mad, you just have to stay mad, but you're gonna have to do better. You're gonna have to go through your research. You're gonna have to figure out what it is that's making you upset. Were you raised that way? You know, or you just making a choice to be that way. I mean, it's all on you at the end of the day. But change is here. It's not that it's coming, it's here. And it's inevitable, and there's nothing that you can do to reverse it. So good luck to you. So Aisya, I'm gonna pass the torch to you.
So I just want to say thank you to you, Sarmona. Thank you to you, Latasha, for being here today and showing us what you guys are doing, empowering and unifying our community. It is very essential. We absolutely need it. And thank you for being authentically you. I think that is something that is absolutely needed. Many of us Black women feel we can't authentically be who we are because of the judgments and the stigmas. So thank you for creating a space where you're allowing and educating the community to be authentically themselves.
You're welcome, and thank you for having us on the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thoroughly enjoyed you ladies. So you guys, for everybody that tuned in, you know, I always say the same thing. I just really, truly want to thank you guys for tuning into the Sisters Talk podcast. We wouldn't be here without you guys. I'm lying, we would be, but we do ourselves. But before we go, I want to definitely put up Miss Sarmona's flyer so you guys can check her out on IG. Ladies, please stay in the room. I'm gonna remove you from the screen now, okay? So I can share. It's time for us to start loving each other again. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. It has nothing to do with anything, but on a serious note, we definitely have to learn how to support each other. That's serious right there. And especially for those who have children by each other. I mean, we have to support our children. We have to support each other. Sometimes you think you can make a baby just walk away. No, it doesn't work that way. Like whether or not you guys are married or not, because it does take a village. So again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you on Sunday. Asia, you want to announce who we're going to see on Sunday?
Yes, so we have Basir coming on Sunday. He is a historian. He is an African-American history teacher in Newark, New Jersey. He has been featured on the news and a couple of different news articles, and he's going to bring the business. I'm super excited.
Yes, me too. All right, so as always, thank you guys for tuning into the Sisters Talk podcast. We'll see you Sunday. Bye.
Bye.